Hello friends, it's Vishesh Goel and you're watching my channel Wiki World and you are welcome. So I'm here with the English chapter, the letter with the meaning. And if you have to watch the video in Hindi, you can go to my channel and just check for that. This is my second version which is in English. So let's start. Coachman Ali had been a clear shikari. Hunting became his obsession. He had a good aim and good sight. The brown partridge, almost invisible to other eyes, was in Ali's bag the moment he sighted it. His sharp eyes would see a crouching hare when even dogs failed to see it, and in another moment it was dead. Ali was in the evening of his life. He left his old ways and suddenly took a new turn. His only child Miriam got married and left him. She went to live with her soldier husband in Punjab. For the last 5 years he had no news of his daughter. Now Ali understood the meaning of love and separation. He no longer enjoyed the sportsman's pleasure in hunting. On the other hand, the sight of young partridge bereft of his parents pained him. Hence, Ali gave up hunting. Ali was a lonely man. Since the day Miriam had gone away, he felt lonely and sad. He came to the conclusion that the whole universe is built up through love. The grief of separation is insupportable. He would sit down under a tree and weep bitterly. In his whole life, he had never received a letter. The post office became Ali's place of pilgrimage. He was always the first to arrive there in the morning. He always occupied a seat in a corner. The people laughed at him. The postman began to make a game of him. Even though there was no letter for him, they called out his name. They would enjoy the fun of seeing him jump up and come to the door. With boundless faith and patience, he came there every day. He always went empty handed. Everyone considered him as a madman. Ali didn't go for the post office for several days. No one tried to know the reason. No one showed any sympathy or understanding, but all were curious. At last he came again. He was struggling for breath. His end seemed near. He asked the postmaster if he had a letter from his daughter Miriam. The postmaster burst out. "What a pest you are!" he exclaimed. When Ali again possessed him, the postmaster lost his temper. "Have you no sense?" he cried. "Get away!" Ali's eyes were filled with tears of helplessness. His patience was exhausted, but his faith did not leave him. He still hoped to hear from Miriam. Before leaving, Ali gave up 5 gold guineas to a clerk named Lakshmi Das. He pleaded that when the letter from Miriam came, he must forward his daughter's letter to his grave after his death. The postmaster's daughter lay ill in another town. He was anxiously waiting for news of her. The post was brought in. The letters did come, but it was Miriam's letter to Ali. It gave him an electric shock. The haughty temper of the officer had quite left him. Sorrow and anxiety had laid bare his human heart. He did not receive his own letter all that day. He decided to give Ali's letter to him himself when he came there next morning. The postmaster anxiously waited for the news of his daughter. His heart was filled with sympathy for Ali. He had spent only one night in anxiety and worry, but Ali faced the pangs of separations for 5 years. At 5 o'clock, the postmaster heard a soft knock on the door. He found Ali standing outside. He was old, weak, and tears were still wet on his face. In his eyes was a light so unwreathed the postmaster shrank back in fear after seeing them. He handed the letter to Ali. Lakshmidas came. He told Lakshmidas that he had been talking to Ali. Lakshmidas told him that Ali was dead. A postman told them that Ali died 3 months ago. The postmaster was bewildered. Miriam's letter was still lying near the door. Had he really seen Ali? Had his imagination deceived him? The postmaster was a transformed man. He no longer thought that the mail in terms of envelopes and postcards. He saw the essential human worth of a letter. That evening, the postmaster and Lakshmi Das went to Ali's grave. They laid Miriam's letter on Ali's grave. The newly vacant father in the postmaster was reproaching him for not understanding Ali's anxiety. His heart was tortured by doubt and remorse. So friends, that was enough for today, and if you just want to understand this chapter in Hindi, you can go to my channel and check out that. So friends, let's meet in our next video. Till then, tata, thank you, bye bye.